Welcome back to the shop, y'all. It's been a while to say the least since I've been in front of the camera, but we've had some cold and snowy weather here at the shop, and it's got me feeling really motivated to try to get back into the groove of things, ease back into it. And so with that, I've got a sweet gum log out here in front of the shop that has desperately been needing to be cut up. Funny enough, I've actually have been putting off because I've been wanting to make a video from it. There's a really cool section of the log that I think would make a really pretty turning. So let's grab the chainsaw, get a blank milled up. Let's bring it back in the shop here and see what comes from it. Also, yes, the beard is finally making a comeback. Shows how long it's been. It is cold out there, y'all. So like I said, I love the cold weather, I really do. But we did get some ice during that ice storm the other day, and so it's very slippery out there. And now they're calling for snow tomorrow, which seriously, that's what I love. I love the snow. If I would take a snowy 30-degree day over 80-degree, 90-degree summer day any day of the week, I love the cold weather. But it is pretty slippery out there, so that's why I just showed the initial cutting of this log, and then I decided just to round out the blank off camera. If you'd like to see how I round out the blanks, how I use a chainsaw to do that, got plenty of videos on my channel showing that process. But simply put, I just have wooden discs for the sides that I won't screw it on there and then just cut the corners off. But anyways, this is what I will be turning today. It is a beautiful piece of sweet gum, roughly around 13 inches diameter and about 10 to 11 inches tall. So pretty good little chunk here. And I did intentionally leave the pith on this piece. I've been experimenting with that the past few months, and honestly, I absolutely love the results I'm getting. And before we get turning, also, yes, I did get a new chainsaw. The 462, the motor actually gave out. It might have been from all the sawmilling and stuff like that. Those types of chainsaws, I think I was pushing it a tad too far, but the motor finally did give in, and so it's currently in the shop. But I thought in the meantime, why not, I guess my word of the day is experiment. Why not experiment and see how one of the clones try, or how they work, And surprisingly, it's a 660 clone, and it's really worked. I've really enjoyed it. It's nicely built. It's held up besides a few little bolts coming loose, and I've been using it for about 3 or 4 weeks now, but thing is, if it lasts a year, then I got my money's worth. But anyways, with all that said, I'm gonna get the drill, get a hole drilled in the center here for where this will be attached to the wormwood screw. I'll be using my giant threaded screw there for like I use for my natural edge bowls, to attach it to the lathe, and do that, get on the lathe, and let's get some turning done. All right, y'all. Well, that went fairly smooth, which honestly, I didn't really anticipate anything going wrong. However, the only sort of adjustment I guess I had to make was the bark started coming off a little bit. And so to prevent any huge chunks flying off, I ended up stopping about halfway through and just going on pulling all of it off. However, that's not a bad thing because once I was done with this, I was actually going to take the bark off anyways. I've been doing forms like this, a sort of taller, narrow shape. I've been turning this profile specifically a lot these past few weeks, and I've really have grown to love the way the form looks without the bark, which is saying something because ever since I've started turning, I have been a fan of leaving the bark on as much as possible. And so it's really funny for me to say that I prefer no bark. I don't know. It's just when I look at these sort of, like I said, taller, narrow shapes, when you take the bark off, it gives it a very clean, almost elegant style design to it. I don't know. It's just the way the bottom of the bowl forms and curves up to the rim, and I don't know. I don't know. There's just something that's really appealing to it for it. Or my goodness, I can't talk. There is just something really appealing about it to me, and so that was going to come off anyways. Anyways, with that said, let me quit my talking. I got to get the tools resharpened, get this this thing flipped around, and let's get this piece done. All right, y'all, well, that is going to wrap things up for today. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I just wanted to keep this on the simpler side, just try to get back in front of the camera again since it has been almost 6 months since my last video. Really ashamed to say that because I was doing really well with my goal of posting. You know, I tried to aim for every other week, but I really wanted to do every week and was doing pretty good with that. But life happens, things get in the way, but all that matters is here we are trying again. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to see the finishing of this bowl, it should be dry in around 4 to 6 weeks. So if you'd like to see the entire finishing process of that, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to do that. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna get warm. I'll see y'all next time.